Said he didn't know that it was hurting me and causing issues in our marriage. I asked him, how would he feel if I had asked him if another man could sleep in the bed with us? He kind of deflated and tried to say, it's different, blah blah blah. His stepfather spoke up and said, it is the same, you're uncomfortable with it and so is she, so quit with the excuses. James respects his stepfather quite a lot since he raised him since he was 8, and his own father was in and out of the picture. Once the dust settled, my husband truly apologized to me for his actions and said that he would do better. I kissed him, and that was that. However, I wouldn't be right here if that was the end of the issues. Lately, Carla has been calling him 3 to 8 times a day. She says it's because she is bored and has no one else to talk to. I snapped, and I called him out over the nonchalance about the situation, how when she calls, he answers, how it is making me feel like a third wheel in my marriage, etc. He just says, she's just lonely. You're letting it get to you. That night, I slept in the living room. I'm starting to suspect that she is trying to monopolize his time. She calls him for over an hour each time she calls, they talk, she complains about her life, etc., almost like she is his girlfriend or something. I'm starting to find this relationship troubling, and it's getting to the point that it is affecting my marriage. Where do I go from here? Update 1. So, some things have happened and everything about this situation sucks. I don't know if I will be okay for some time, but the baby and I are currently staying with my friend. To start, James and I are getting a divorce, and Carla is no longer a friend to me or our mutuals. The betrayal is too deep for her to be friends with our group. As most of you assumed, James and Carla are indeed having an affair. It started about 3 months ago and just turned physical last month. They were planning on just up and leaving after James served me divorce papers. They used the ruse that he was helping her through emotional issues to hide the fact. I was crushed. She wanted to clear the air before it got worse, and that was when she let wind that James was going to try to get me to terminate my rights to my child in order for Carla to adopt her. Their reasoning is because of my borderline diagnosis a few years ago that supposedly makes me unfit to be a mother, and he was sure that the courts would agree. She then handed me 2 separate stacks of paperwork and left. I am contacting a lawyer as I am writing this. I am seriously hurt. You guys were right. Carla was a snake and only told me this so she wouldn't feel guilty. However, I am not letting my soon-to-be ex-husband bully me into termination of my rights. I called him afterward and got very heated about what was going on. James just sat there in silence. I was crying afterward, and I pleaded with him to tell me what I did wrong. He said I wasn't putting out like a good wife should, and I wasn't able to give him a big family, so it's all my fault. For context, I had a near-fatal complication with the delivery of our daughter, where I bled throughout the entire labor. I had to have 2 blood transfusions and haven't fully recovered from it. I was not cleared for any strenuous activity for 3 months, including bedroom intimacy. James was getting unsatisfied with all my doctor's appointments and not getting the bedroom fun that he wanted. Meanwhile, I was hurting and ended up needing another procedure to remove some placenta that didn't naturally come out. I even had to have my tubes tied because if I have another child, I won't make it. James wanted at least 2 more kids, so this put an end to his plans. I thought I knew him, but he's a complete monster. We were together since we were 15, and this is how he repays me. I am absolutely heartbroken. I'm going to step back and take some time to adjust. There is no chance for a healthy co-parenting situation. I'm fighting for primary custody with supervised visits. Carla will not have any access to the baby, as I will ask the judge to make a clause preventing her from interacting with my daughter. Thank you everyone for the advice.